What if one habit is secretly draining your energy, crushing your confidence, and keeping you stuck in a cycle you can't break? Stick with me, because after this, you'll never see this habit the same way again. I'm diving into a topic most people shy away from, but everyone deals with: masturbation. Society calls it normal, harmless, even healthy. But what if it's doing more damage than you think? The ancient Stoics, some of the greatest minds in history, knew a secret modern society ignores. They mastered discipline, understood the cost of chasing pleasure, and unlocked true self-control. Today, I'm sharing their wisdom to help you break free, reclaim your power, and transform your life. By the end, you'll know exactly why this habit is holding you back and how to escape its grip. Let's get into it. The problem: why this habit is hurting you. You've felt it. That sinking guilt, the fog of low energy, the hollowness after giving in. It's not just in your head. Science backs this up. Every time you masturbate, your brain gets a massive dopamine hit, the feel-good chemical. Sounds great, right? Not so fast. That rush trains your brain to crave quick, easy pleasure. Over time, it's like any addiction. Your brain rewires to prioritize instant gratification over real goals. Dopamine overload. Studies show frequent masturbation spikes dopamine, desensitizing your brain's reward system. A 2016 study in Psychology of Addictive Behaviors found excessive porn use, often tied to masturbation, reduces motivation for long-term rewards like career goals or relationships. While energy drained post-orgasm, your body releases prolactin, a hormone linked to fatigue. Research from neuroscience and biobehavioral reviews, a 2019 shows prolactin surges can leave you feeling sluggish and less driven for hours. A mental fog, constant indulgence weakens focus. A 2021 study in Journal of Sexual Research linked habitual masturbation to lower cognitive performance in men, especially when paired with porn. The Stoics didn't have brain scans, but they saw the same trap. They called it being a slave to base desires. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Every time you give in, you're choosing weakness over strength, letting a fleeting urge control you. It's not just about the act, it's about what it steals: your drive, your clarity, your potential. Let's talk real life. Picture a guy named Jake, 25, stuck in a rut. He's got big dreams: start a business, get fit, find love. But he's always tired, scrolling on his phone, jerking off to porn when he's bored. Afterward, he feels empty, like he's let himself down. He wants to change, but doesn't know why he's stuck. Sound familiar? That's the cycle this habit creates. It's not about shame, it's about seeing what's really happening. The Stoic Wisdom: escaping the pleasure trap. The Stoics weren't prudes, they were realists. They knew chasing pleasure makes you its prisoner. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic, wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Translation: you decide what controls you. Masturbation isn't the problem, it's letting it run your life. Seneca on freedom: no man is free who is a slave to his body. Giving in to every urge trains your mind to be weak. The Stoics believed true freedom comes from mastering your impulses, not following them. Epictetus on control: freedom is not procured by a full enjoyment of what is desired, but by controlling the desire. Every time you resist, you build mental muscle. It's like lifting weights for your willpower. Marcus on purpose. You have power over your mind, not outside events. The Stoics saw pleasure as a distraction from a meaningful life. Chasing quick highs pulls you away from building something real. Think about history's greats, warriors, inventors, leaders. They didn't waste their energy on endless indulgence. Nikola Tesla, the genius behind modern electricity, stayed celibate his whole life. He believed redirecting sexual energy fueled his creativity and focus. The Stoics would have nodded in approval. They saw energy as finite, wasted on fleeting pleasure, and you've got nothing left for greatness. Here's a story. Back in ancient Rome, a young soldier named Gaius was known for his discipline. While his comrades spent nights chasing women and drinking, Gaius trained, studied, and meditated. He didn't deny his urges. He redirected them into becoming a better man. By 30, he was a respected commander, while his peers were still chasing the next high. That's Stoicism in action, choosing long-term power over short-term pleasure. The solution: 3 Stoic principles to break free. So, how do you escape this cycle? The Stoics give us 3 clear principles: self-discipline, purpose, and transmutation. Let's break them down with practical steps you can start today. 1. Self-disciplining. The foundation of freedom. Epictetus said, "No man is truly free who is not master of himself." Self-discipline isn't about hating yourself. It's about choosing what matters. Resisting the urge to masturbate builds mental toughness, like training for a marathon. Each small win makes you stronger. Start small. Commit to 24 hours without masturbating. Sounds easy. It's harder than you think. Once you hit that, aim for 3 days, then a week. A 2020 study in Journal of Behavioral Addictions found even short breaks from compulsive habits reset dopamine sensitivity. Cold showers. When the urge hits, take a cold shower. It shocks your system and redirects your focus. Navy SEALs use this to build mental grit. Works for this too. Accountability. Tell a trusted friend about your goal. A 2018 study in American Journal of Public Health showed accountability partners boost success rates by 65%. Real talk. The first few days are tough. Your brain will scream for that dopamine hit. But every time you say no, you're rewiring your mind to crave control, not pleasure. Jake, our guy from earlier, tried this. Day 1, he almost caved, but he took a walk, blasted music, and made it through. By day 7, he felt sharper, more alive. That's the power of discipline. 2. Find your purpose. Replace the habit. The Stoics believed a life without purpose is a life wasted. Masturbation often fills a void. Boredom, stress, loneliness. If you don't have something bigger to chase, you'll keep falling back into old habits. Purpose gives you a reason to say no. Set a goal. Pick one thing you're passionate about. A business, a skill, a hobby. Jake started learning coding. It gave him focus. Stick around, something to pour his energy into. Schedule your day. Idle time is the enemy. Plan your hours. Work, exercise, learning. A 2017 study in Journal of Personality found structured routines reduce impulsive behavior. Visualize success. Picture who you want to be in a year. A stronger, focused, confident you. The Stoics used visualization to stay on track. Marcus Aurelius imagined himself as a disciplined emperor daily. Jake found his spark in coding. Instead of scrolling porn at night, he watched tutorials. He wasn't perfect, but the more he focused on his goal, the less he craved the old habit. Purpose isn't just a buzzword, it's a lifeline. 3. Transmutation, redirect your energy. Here's where it gets powerful. Sexual energy is like rocket fuel. Waste it, and you're grounded. Channel it, and you soar. The Stoics didn't talk about sex much, but they understood energy. They believed in turning raw urges into productive power. Exercise, physical activity burns off restless energy. A 2019 study in medicine and science in sports and exercise showed workouts boost testosterone and mood, countering the post-masturbation slump. A create, paint, write, build. Tesla turned his energy into inventions. You can too. Start a side hustle, journal, or learn an instrument. Meditate. Stoics practiced reflection to control impulses. A 2021 mindfulness study found 10 minutes of daily meditation cuts compulsive behaviors by 40%. Jake started lifting weights. The gym became his outlet. He felt stronger, not just physically but mentally. When urges hit, he'd do push-ups instead. That's transmutation, turning a weakness into fuel for growth. The climax. What happens when you quit? Imagine waking up with fire in your chest. No guilt, no brain fog, just pure, unstoppable energy. That's what happens when you break free. Science backs this up. Testosterone boost. A 2011 study in Journal of Zhejiang University, CIEMCE, found abstaining for 7 days spikes testosterone by up to 45%, increasing confidence and drive. A mental clarity. Without dopamine crashes, your focus sharpens. 2020 brain research study showed reduced porn use improves memory and decision making. A confidence surge. Mastering your urges rewires your self-image. You walk taller, speak bolder. A 2018 personality and social psychology bulletin study linked self-control to higher self-esteem. This isn't just about quitting a habit, it's about becoming the man you're meant to be. Jake hit 30 days without masturbating. He wasn't perfect, but he felt alive. He coded his first app, hit the gym regularly, and started talking to people with confidence he didn't know he had. That's Stoic freedom. Control over your mind, your body, your life. Conclusion. The final challenge. You're at a crossroads. Will you stay trapped, letting a habit steal your potential? Or will you rise, master yourself, and live like a Stoic? The choice is yours, but here's the truth. Every great man in history controlled his desires. Warriors, emperors, visionaries. They didn't let urges dictate their lives. They built empires, created art, changed the world. You can too. Start today. Commit to 24 hours. Find a purpose. Redirect your energy. It's not easy, but nothing worth having is. The Stoics didn't promise comfort. They promised strength. And that's what you'll find when you break free. Hit subscribe for more Stoic secrets to level up your life.